Life as a neurodivergent or autism parent may not be ordinary for everyone, but it's your NeurOrdinary. This is your space to find resilience, self-care, and maybe even a little bit of peace. Because when you care for yourself, you care for everything that matters most. Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to another episode of NeurOrdinary, where we navigate the unique journeys of autism parents and parents who are neurodivergent. I'm your host, Karen Casso, and today we're diving into a topic that's both timely and deeply personal: caring for yourself as a parent of an autistic or otherwise disabled child during these unprecedented times. Recently, many of us have felt the weight of uncertainty, especially with discussions about potential changes to disability funding and support services. It's a challenging landscape, and it's natural to feel concerned about what the future holds for our families. Today, we'll explore practical strategies to bolster your resilience, prioritize self-care, and maintain mindfulness amidst all these external stressors. So let's dive in. We're going to start with staying informed, but setting boundaries. Being aware of potential policy changes is important, but constant exposure to distressing news can be overwhelming. It's crucial that you find a balance that keeps you informed without draining your emotional reserves. So, here are 2 tips. Tip number 1, allocate specific times to check news updates, perhaps once in the morning and once in the evening. Outside of those times, focus on your daily routines in your family. Tip number 2, choose reputable sources for your information. Engaging with sensationalized news can heighten anxiety. Opt for official communications from disability advocacy groups or other trusted news outlets. Here's why it works. Controlled information consumption prevents emotional burnout. By setting boundaries, you protect your mental health, ensuring that you remain a stable support for your child and yourself. The urge to stay constantly updated can be strong, especially when decisions may directly impact your family. Combat this by reminding yourself that excessive monitoring doesn't change the outcome, but does affect your well-being. Engage in alternative activities during your downtime, like reading a book or taking a walk, to help divert your focus. By managing your information intake, you maintain the energy you need to navigate both your daily responsibilities and unforeseen challenges. My next tip is to ground yourself when the world feels like too much. Have you ever had one of those moments where everything just feels like too much? Maybe you're scrolling the news and there it is, another headline about cuts to services or a registry, or who knows what else is coming out of this current administration's mouth. Maybe you just got an email about your child's IEP and it's full of "unfortunately" and "due to funding." Or maybe it's just the everyday stuff piling up: meltdowns, medical appointments, the weight of constant advocating. And suddenly you realize you're holding your breath. Your chest feels tight. Your mind is racing through worst case scenarios. This is where grounding comes in. It's like hitting the reset button when your brain is stuck in overdrive. Grounding helps pull you out of the spiral of fear and back into the present moment, where you do have power, control, and the ability to take your next step. Okay, but what does that actually look like? Let's just say you read something online, made your stomach drop. Instead of letting the panic take over, try this. Push your feet into the floor, literally. Feel the ground under you, solid and steady. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. It's a quick way to pull your brain out of the fear and into the now. Another idea: hold on to something comforting: a soft blanket, a smooth stone, a warm cup of coffee. Pay attention to the texture, the weight, and the warmth. Let it remind you, I am here. I am safe. I can handle this moment. It sounds simple, but trust me, it works. It's a way to tell your nervous system, hey, we're okay right now. We do not need to stay in panic mode. And here's why this works, especially for autism parents like me and you. If you're anything like me, your brain probably spends a lot of time in high alert mode. Between managing schedules, meltdowns, and medical paperwork, and advocacy, it's no wonder our nervous systems feel fried. Grounding works because it shifts your focus away from the what ifs and back to the what is. It helps your body move out of that constant stress response so you can actually breathe again. And when you're breathing, you can think more clearly. You can respond instead of reacting, and you can show up for yourself and your kids with a little more steadiness. Now I hear you saying, but Karen, what if I forget to do it? Totally normal. When you're overwhelmed, it's hard to remember these things. A few tricks to make grounding a habit are: pair it with something you already do. Press your feet into the ground every time you brush your teeth, or take a deep breath while waiting at a red light. Stick a reminder somewhere where you'll see it: a sticky note on your mirror, a little rock in your pocket, or even a reminder on your phone that just says breathe. Practice when you're only a little stressed. Don't wait until you're full on spiraling. Try grounding when you're stuck in traffic, feeling impatient in a waiting room, even during a quiet moment with your coffee. The more you practice, the easier it gets to do it. And remember, you deserve to feel steady. The world might feel out of control right now, but you don't have to. Grounding is one small way to take back your sense of calm, even when everything is uncertain around you. You don't have to carry all of the stress all of the time. You are allowed to pause, breathe, and remind yourself, I am here, I am safe, I can handle this moment, and you really, really, truly can. My next tip is to establish a mindfulness routine. In times of external turmoil, cultivating an inner sense of calm becomes essential. Mindfulness practices can help anchor us, allowing us to respond to challenges with clarity rather than react out of anxiety. My first idea for you is consider starting your day with a simple breathing exercise. Before the house awakens, find a quiet space, even if you're still just laying in bed. Close your eyes, take deep, deliberate breaths. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 4. Do 4 sets of that breathing pattern. This practice can be a peaceful tone for the day ahead. My next idea is incorporate mindfulness into daily activities. While washing dishes or folding laundry, focus entirely on the task at hand. Notice the sensations, the warmth of the water, the texture of the fabric. This grounding technique can transform mundane chores into moments of calm. And the reason this works is because mindfulness shifts our focus from external uncertainties to the present moment. By grounding ourselves, we reduce our anxiety and increase our capacity to handle stress, making us more resilient caregivers. Now, it's common to feel like there's no time for mindfulness amidst the busy schedule you probably have going on. So start small. Even 5 minutes can make a difference. Use reminders like setting an alarm or placing a note on the fridge to prompt these moments of presence. And if you need a little more help, check out my YouTube channel for free guided meditations made specifically for neurodivergent and autism parents like us. I'll put the link in the show notes below. Remember, by nurturing your inner calm, you're better equipped to support your child and yourself through any external challenges you face. Now, we're going to move on to building a support network because no one should navigate these times alone. Connecting with others who understand your journey can provide emotional relief, practical advice, and a sense of community. So, join local or online support groups for parents of autistic or disabled children. Sharing experiences can offer new perspectives and solutions you might not have considered. Or establish a check in routine with a trusted friend or a family member. Regular conversations, even if they're short, can provide a valuable outlet for your feelings and concerns. That's because a support network offers validation and understanding while reducing feelings of isolation. Knowing others share similar experiences can bolster your resilience and provide practical coping strategies for you. So, I know that initiating connections can be daunting, especially if you're introverted or you're new to online support groups. Start by attending a meeting or joining an online forum simply to observe. Engage at your own pace, sharing when you feel comfortable. Remember, these spaces are usually designed to be judgment free zones. So, by fostering connections within them, you're creating a safety net that supports both you and your child through uncertain times. My next topic is something that's really important to me, and I hope it is supportive and helpful for you. And that is advocate within your community without burning yourself out. And I know, the idea of adding one more thing to your plate might sound impossible right now. You're already juggling IEP meetings, therapy appointments, meltdowns, medical paperwork, and maybe if you're lucky, 5 minutes of quiet before someone needs a snack. So when I say get involved in advocacy, your first thought might be, yeah, right, Karen, with my free time. But hear me out. Advocacy does not have to mean running for political office, organizing, or even attending protests, or spending hours in meetings. It can be as simple as showing up where you already are and using your voice when it matters. And here's the thing, small actions can protect services that your child and thousands of other children depend on. Right now, policies affecting disability services, Medicaid, special education and 504 programs, IEPs, waiver programs, everything is changing fast. And while national politics can feel overwhelming, local advocacy is where you can actually make a difference. So, where do you start? Small, doable steps that matter. If you're not sure how to begin, start by just picking one way to get involved. Here are a few ideas for both in person and digital advocacy that fit into any busy parent's reality. Speak up at a school board or town council meetings. You don't have to prepare a fancy speech, just being there makes a difference. When schools discuss funding for special education, show up and remind them why these services matter. Even if you don't say a word, your presence tells them we are watching, we care, and this matters. Next idea is to submit comments on policy changes. Did you know that when policies affecting Medicaid, special education, or disability services are up for revision, public comments can influence the outcome? Many parents don't realize they can submit statements, often online, that go on record. And oftentimes you can do it anonymously. If you see an organization calling for comments, take 5 minutes and send in a message. Your voice counts. You can also team up with other parents because remember, you are not alone. Connecting with other parents, whether online or in person, creates a support system. Start a group chat, share resources, attend a workshop together. When the weight of advocacy is shared, it's so much easier to keep going. Then, find support organizations that fight for what you believe in. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Groups like the ARC, the Autistic Self Advocacy Network, and local disability rights organizations are already doing the work. Follow them, share their updates, sign petitions. If you can, donate money, even if it's only a few dollars. Most importantly, follow your local parent resource center, preferably via email so that you don't get lost in the social media scroll. I'll include a link below to find your local center in the show notes. And going back to what we talked about, use social media strategically. I know social media can be a lot, but it can also be a powerful tool. Sharing info about upcoming policy changes, disability rights issues, or ways to take action can reach people who wouldn't otherwise have known. The key, set boundaries, engage when you have the energy, and step back when you need to protect your peace. So, why this all works is because even if it feels small, local advocacy is a powerful because decisions about our kids happen in rooms we don't always see. When parents show up, whether in person or online, those decisions become visible. Officials are less likely to cut services when they know parents are paying attention. Even beyond policy changes, advocacy gives you back a sense of agency. When the world feels overwhelming, taking action, even a small one, reminds you, I'm not powerless. I can do something. I can make this situation better for me and my child. And honestly, that alone makes it worth it. But what if you're already at your limit? Self care and advocacy can coexist. But let's be real, burnout is a thing. And as neurodivergent and autism parents, we are already walking a tightrope trying to balance our needs, our kids' needs, and everything we have going on. So, how do you balance advocacy with taking care of yourself? Give what you can when you can. Some seasons of life allow for more involvement than others. Maybe this month, all you can do is send one email or share one post. That still counts. Give what you can without guilt. And lean on community. Find other parents who understand. Split responsibilities. Maybe one parent attends a meeting while another takes notes from home. Advocacy doesn't have to be all on you. And it's important to know when to step back. If advocating for your children is draining more than it's empowering, it's okay to pause. Rest is part of resistance too. And when it all feels like too much, remember why you started. Come back to that point. I'm doing this for my child. I'm doing this so the next generation of disabled kids has it easier than ours does. Let that fuel you, not exhaust you. You're already an advocate, even if you don't call yourself one. You fight for your child every single day. You explain their needs to doctors, teachers, and therapists. You push for services. You make sure they get what they need. That's advocacy. That's already changing lives. If all you do today is take a deep breath and keep going, you're doing enough. And when you do have the energy to take one small step further toward protecting the services that our kids rely on, that's enough too. Because every action, big or small, adds up. And together, we are powerful. Parenting a disabled child is already a journey filled with twists, turns, and plenty of detours. Add in political uncertainty, and suddenly it can feel like you're driving blindfolded on a road that keeps shifting beneath you. It is exhausting, it's frustrating, and some days it is just too much. But here's what I want you to hold on to. You are not powerless. You can't control everything happening around you, as much as I know I wish we could. But what you can do is build a foundation that keeps you steady, no matter what's going on outside your door. Mindfulness, boundaries, community, and advocacy are not just buzzwords. They are tools you can help to protect your energy, stay grounded, and keep showing up for yourself and your child. Mindfulness reminds you to breathe when everything feels like chaos. Boundaries give you permission to say no to what drains you and yes to what restores you. Community reminds you that you don't have to carry this alone, because you don't and you can't. Advocacy, whether it's big or small, lets you turn frustration into action, even when the world feels out of control. And the best part, you don't have to do all of this perfectly. Some days you'll have the energy to show up and fight. Other days the win is simply getting through the day in one piece. Both are valid. Both are enough. If this conversation resonated with you, and you're craving a space where self-care and real talk go hand in hand, without the doom scrolling, without the noise, without the algorithm showing you what it wants to show you, I'd love for you to join my Substack community. Here's what you'll get when you'll join. Encouraging, supportive emails to remind you that your well-being matters even on the hardest days. Practical self-care strategies designed for neurodivergent and autism parents. Small, doable steps you can actually fit into your busy life. Mindfulness practices and affirmations to help you stay grounded when the world feels chaotic. And exclusive content and behind-the-scenes insights on self-care, parenting, and navigating life as a neurodivergent parent. It's a judgment-free, drama-free community of like-minded parents who get it. No social media required. You'll find the details to join us in the show notes below. I know how overwhelming it can be to sort through all the noise online, trying to find support that actually feels supportive. That's why I created this space, to give you a break from the overwhelm and a place where you can breathe, reset, and be seen. Because no matter what's happening around us, one thing remains true. You are not alone in this. Thank you for being part of the NeurOrdinary family. Thank you for listening. New episodes of the NeurOrdinary podcast usually drop every Thursday, taking a little bit of a break for the summer, so we're doing one episode a month. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself and cherish the little moments that bring you joy. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with another autism parent you know who might benefit from these insights. And whatever you do, keep it spicy. Thanks for tuning into the NeurOrdinary podcast. New episodes drop every Thursday, so be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more amazing neurodivergent and autism parents like you. Found this episode helpful? Share it with a friend who could use these insights. And as always, keep it spicy.